Comrades, welcome back to Subnautica. I am Admiral Andre, and we start today's episode exactly where we left off with the last one. And we can see once again our ping manager has gone haywire and the life pod is still visible there. That's not good. That's one lingering thing, but it's so easy to fix, so it's not a problem. At any rate, I think we just have to make sure right now that we have everything that we can get from this island. Let's just have a look while we look at the beautiful view here. So what do we have? We have one of the bulbo tree samples. This will be very, very important for us. We have a decomposing lantern fruit, also important, and the decomposing Chinese potato. Now, I think this is the staple food that we can get from here. Of course, we also have the marble melon seed. That's the other one. We have a fern palm seed and one of the speckled rattlers as well. But, yes, so obviously we can't take all the flora samples with us at the moment, but we'll come back for those eventually. The key is just that we have all the technology that we need and the essential samples like the staple foods there. Now let's just navigate down this mountainside, which is not necessarily the best strategy that I'm following here. I should be more careful than that. Now where is the sea moth? Let's see. Down there. Now how do we get back there? It's time to leave the island. We will return again, but for now we have everything that we need. Where is this place? Right there. Okay, so I wonder, is it safe to jump down here? No, you know what? I should not be reckless. I have one life, and if I waste it by jumping onto a rock or something, then I will have only myself to blame. So let's make our way down there. I should also look out for other scanning opportunities. But I'm thinking there's probably not many left. What about those flowers up there? Are those the grub baskets? No, I've got that already, I think. Oh well, let's leave. I think we have our fill of this island right now. And that's it. Take the safer option. Good. It's so easy to forget we're still miles above the surface here, or above the depths of the ocean. Of course, not really miles, but it feels like it. Thank you. Let's return home. But as we go home, now that it's daytime especially, we should also look out for base building opportunities. I have to say, comrades, I usually have a methodology here where if I'm recording a series like this one, then I don't play the game off camera, just because then it keeps my interest very high in the game. But I have to say, for the last few days I've really been craving Subnautica, and so I'm very much giving much attention to the series now, but that's good. Now what are these things? Is this part of the sparse reef? I think so. Or this must be that arch. No. Oh well. It's not where I want to build my base, I think. So we have the Coral Sea outpost and then the potential site number 1. Let's just see if we can find any other potential sites. Somewhere here could also be nice, you know, there's a nice ravine here. But again, it will be quite challenging to build. No, we're not going to see too much here. I like the other side better. Is the sun going down already? Strange. No, it's an eclipse. Alright, that's what it usually is. If it's too early to be night, then it's an eclipse. Somewhere here also, but is this, I think this is too close. No, there's the potential base site number 1. So we will be at the edge of the coral reef here, which is not bad. And there's a thermal vent as well, which we could channel down into the kelp forest. Aha, let's just stop here. We really need to also look out for more blueprints the whole time. So we've got this one already. Nope, doesn't look like it. Of course we should look inside the wreck as well. Should put the scanner away just to help with the swimming. Open! Aha, something has appeared. A Degasi crew manifest. Interesting. We'll have a look at that in a moment. No, there's nothing else and I can't cut through that. Anything this side? Nope. Okay, well, this is the small wreck. You know, in the safe shallows we won't find very big cavernous wrecks that we can take a long time to explore, but they're still worth it. Also, I just want to go past the pod just to see if I can pick up that air pump there. Of course, I don't have the inventory space now. Oh yes, there was another site that I thought would be a potentially nice one to build a base in, but I don't think we can go there yet because of the radiation. But I will keep that in mind. Nothing here maybe? I think we've probably picked up everything that we can from a place like this, but there is some salt there. Ah, of course. And we've got that one. So, back home it is. First of all, let's just stop here. I just want to see if I can pick up the pump there. Still not. I just don't get that little hand there that I can pick up something. Very odd. It is a bit of an issue now in terms of the story because I'm trying to hide myself, you know, so that predators cannot find me. Now, of course, they'll find the empty life pod, but they might think that nobody was in it in the first place. But then again, somebody repaired it, so they would know that I'm here. So it's really not sensible. The air pump is also there, but they can just imagine I was killed by a leviathan or something and hopefully not come looking for me.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Thank you. Okay, so let's proceed. Where is the storage? This one still has a few spots, but I think let's put the plants on the other side. These should all be empty. Okay, so this is our biological specimens container, although I'm sure I won't just use it for that. This is the strange purple tablet. We don't know what this is for, so we'll put that there. Then, of course, I still have the cured fish, but I'll keep this on me again for an emergency, just like the nutrient block. And, of course, the first aid kit. Now, I do see we lack water. Water is now another issue. And I could have picked up that salt, but, of course, I didn't have the space for it. Yes, that's an issue. I think we need to go hunting for some salt. Nighttime is probably a good time to do that anyway, just because then we're not looking for a base or doing other explorations, so things like that would be good. Just a few pieces, because then we can supply water for quite a while. Now, of course, I don't want to go too far away into the radiation. Anything to pick up here? There's this little tray thing, but we can never scan that, I think. Nope. Nope, 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 nothing here. Oh well, it's always good to check. Now, salt. Salt is the issue. Then I guess the next thing to do would be to build the... oh yes, exactly what I was going to say, to build the radiation suit. Maybe we should do that now. That's going to open up a whole area of the map to us. Something is in there, but I think we must have it already. Yes, sea glide, but let's pick up the titanium. Good. Now for the radiation suit, let's have a look. I think it's fiber mesh and lead. Hey, what do you know? 2 fiber mesh and 2 lead. Now I don't know if we still have fiber mesh. I think we do actually. Let's see if I remember correctly. Actually what I'm going to do is just put that potential base into a different color. Let's put that orangish. Just so I know, don't go there if you're trying to reach home at the moment. No salt. We're still relatively okay on water, but actually what I... Don't go into the thing. What I need to do is start planting some of these things that we've picked up. That's always worth it. So let's get some of the small pots right now. Or actually we need to start expanding this outpost. Good grief, there's so much to do here. How much do we have? How much titanium? I think if we pick up all of it right now, which is one whole piece. No, there's the rest of it. Then we can do a bit of a base expansion and then use that for a planting room, which is good for our outposts anyway, because we always need to have a supply of food and water as well. Now how am I going to do this? I want to leave those 2 segments freestanding, or relatively, you know, these ends, I don't want to connect them. So the central one is going to have a normal... What about a glass corridor? Should we be fancy like that? Why not? Why not? I think we have the glass. Yes, we do. And another piece as well. So, let's put a glass corridor in there. Just make sure we're not exhausting our structural integrity. No, it's 7 now. That's fine. And that just... It's a nice thing, you know. We can look inside the coral tube here. Now, what about another X compartment? Not sure if we'll be able to build this way because of this rock here. Then we can use the sides for planting again. No, we can. It's probably going to destroy the plants there. Interesting. I really don't want to degrade the environment, but this outpost is going to stay here. Ah, it's not doing anything. That's fine. That's perfect, actually. Fantastic. I really hated it when, in the old days, if you built something in the tube, for example, it would create a giant gash in the side as the terrain was being deformed. But I'm glad it doesn't do that anymore. Okay, so we can also actually build one of the multi-purpose rooms, but I don't think that's really necessary right now. Yes, this looks nice. Okay, so what do we get here? Another window? No, that's not really necessary. So the planters, the interior crow beds, could we fit that in here? No, not at all. Okay, never mind that. We should be able to fit 2 of these side by side. Now this is again where the OCD alarms are going off. So, forgiveness, comrades. This is not going to be perfectly aligned. Let's put one there. And we don't have enough. That's fine. This is enough to get us started. So here I think the bulbo tree will be very useful, and let's get a Chinese potato and one of the marble melons. The lantern tree I think is going to stick out of the side there, which I'm trying to avoid. So this one should be the Chinese potato, I think. This one can be the bulbo tree. No, put the marble melon in here and put the bulbo tree in the back. Excellent. Now we are starting to get a supply here that will be very good for us. But now I need water still. Are we going to listen to this message? We have one outstanding there already. This is probably the sunbeam. So let's give it a listen.
Aurora, we're approaching the planet now. We have a landing site for you that's... well, it's better than the alternatives. We've sent you the coordinates. It'll take us a couple of days to align our orbit. We should be able to establish direct contact with you during that time. Then we're coming in to get you. Cross your fingers the weather holds. And don't leave us waiting. Sunbeam out.
39 minutes left, so I think this is going to be in the next episode. But something to look forward to at least. Now let's go hunting for more salt. So at least we know someone is coming to get us, which is always reassuring. We're not quite alone out here. At least not yet. Salt. There's some salt. This is also a potential site to build. I know it's so close to our outpost, but again, it's a very nice area. I really think this has to be where we build the base, this biome. Just because the seed clusters there will give it a nice glow during the night as well. This should be really nice, and there's a lot of strange caverns and things. It really has a nice appearance. So this one has the advantage of being open as opposed to the other one, which is sort of in a cavern. Potential site number 1, don't do that. And at least the predators here are not that dangerous. You can sort of outmaneuver them if you keep your wits about you. Let's have a swim around here just to see. You know, if we built like down here, look at the view that we're gonna have. This is stunning. I'm so tempted. How far are we from the other outpost? 200 meters. That's not very far, but this is a very tempting site right here. I'm gonna put the beacon down. I am doing it. Good, so say here potential. Ish. Which, by the way, if you're not familiar with the term "eish," that's a very South African expression of sort of frustration, or, you know, if you make a mistake there, then it's just eish. It's just like wow or something like that. It doesn't actually mean anything on its own. Gold. Should probably not do it with a beacon though. What are you doing here, Sand Shark? You're sort of out of your depth here. I like this place because of the arch, and this rock formation here. Plus we'll have the benefit of parking the Cyclops right above. Look at this, isn't this nice? I like this one, I have to say. This is a superior site. I just don't like that we have these boxes lying all over the place, but that's okay, we can ignore that. It's luckily just this one down here. Yes, that's what I'm working on. Now, where is this beacon? Right here. So, I did put the name in, I just need to make it orange again. So we should find another potential site. No, you're not. No, you're not. You are delusional. So I'm not going to take the seed pods from here, because then we're depleting them. And I don't think they actually grow back. We could plant some, of course, but I want the natural environment to be as intact as possible where we build the base. So, yes, salt is good here. The kelp forest is an excellent site for that. Now, let's head home. What's that? Oh, Sunbeam landing site. Also that thing... Let's leave that. That's where we still have to go. We need the radiation suit. Sorry. Now I'm thinking, I didn't even look for the fiber mesh. Not good. This is so close, but okay. Like they say, there are distinct biomes on this planet. It's not miles and miles and miles away from each other, but it has a totally different feel. That's more what the biomes are about. So, potential site number 2 is very close, but I still like it. Okay, now, we need equipment? No. Okay, we can make more purple tablets if we need them, but we don't need them right now. I just need some of this tube here. That's it. So, let's make some water. Bleach first. There we go. I'm still thinking at the moment. I'm doing all of this stuff on camera. Later on, I might be tempted to do some of it off camera. Just, you know, the resource collection. But then again, the real issue for me with that is, it is so easy to die. Even during something as mundane as, you know, gathering some basic resources. And if that happens off camera, then you will miss it. And I will only have one death in this game, so it's really important that I don't do that off camera.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Excellent. Now, the other thing as well, comrades, I wanted to mention this a while back, but I never remembered to do it. If you hear like a hissing sound in the background, which I've noticed in all of my Subnautica videos, it's like this shh. That is really my computer's fan is running quite loudly when I'm playing this game because of its sort of... It's still relatively graphic intensive, and it's the height of summer here right now, so the poor computer is taxed to its maximum. But what I'm using is Audacity and its noise removal feature to try and cancel that out, but it's not removing the whole thing, so you still hear some of it in the background. So I apologize for that, but I just wanted to explain what's going on. So that's not the game's fault, that's just heat. Come here, Gary. No, do not defy. Alright. Nothing here? No. Okay, so also what we need to do still in this episode is I need to look at all of the logs and things that we got from last time. So that's another thing. I don't want to leave that for too long. Cooked Gary fish. I think we need to get as many now as we can here. Luckily we will have the plants on standby. Okay. Not much though. Okay, it's better. We're not filled up yet, but I think that's fine. Let's just put some of this stuff away again. Salt, I'll leave that here. Then titanium, lead, glass, all of this stuff. Okay, just so we don't carry things unnecessarily. Now, what we need next? Let's sit down and look at our logs. So, let's have a look. What do we need to see here? Blueprints. Okay, we don't need to look at those. We'll have a look at these things when we build them. Data downloads? Yes. Alien data. The purple tablet. Yes, this thing is quite mysterious. This carbon-based device is lighter than it looks and features a symbol which resembles a U, lit up in purple. Despite the onboard power still functioning, algae growth on the exterior indicates it was abandoned hundreds, perhaps thousands of years ago. While the technology is far beyond Federation levels, and there is no obvious way to interface with it, it should nonetheless be possible to fabricate a precise physical copy of the device if necessary. Good, so we know that. Still very mysterious. We've never, as the Federation, and I'm speaking as an Admiral in the Federation, we've never encountered this species before, or any of their technologies. I'm making stuff up, but hey, creative license. Degassi Crew Manifest. Alright, so here we get some more clues about the Degassi. We know already that they are there because we encountered their bases on the island. Auxiliary Search and Rescue Mission, Paul Torgal. Position, Chief of Torgal Corp, Captain of the Degassi. So that's why we're looking for him, because he's the head honcho there. Of course, we're looking for his companions too. Lost in space near planet 4546b, and he was 79 at the time of his disappearance, which unfortunately we don't know how long ago that was. New message. Paul Torgal and his crew fell out of contact with Mongolian authorities close to geez, if you read on you'll get your answers. Close to a decade ago, so they've been here about 10 years. The Torgals were a resourceful and powerful clan. I don't like how they say were, because they assume they're dead already. And the ship, even though they are, was well equipped, so their survival is considered likely, so why do you say they were? However, multiple vessels passing through the system have since attempted to trace the ship to no effect. It is hoped the Aurora's superior scanning suite can do better. So yes, this is part of our mission here. So we're trying to find the Degassi. Of course, this is kept secret from most of the crew, but again, as an Admiral, I know this already. Made majority shareholder in Torgal Corp by his mother upon her retirement. Interaction with Altera limited to infrequent chartered munitions deliveries. Sort of getting a bad vibe there. He's a weapons dealer. Beneficiary of life extension technologies, of course. Accompanied by his only child, Bart Torgal, who was only 19, heir to the Torgal Corporation. And emissary Kassar reports Torgal often travelled with a skeleton crew and was known for making rash but profitable decisions. Well, not this time. So this is a lesson also to us. We must not be rash. We're going to die. Inadequate systems maintenance or straying from its planned route may account for the ship's disappearance, which of course was not the case. Now we know a bit about them. Degassi voice log number 1. I'll play these again. Luckily I don't have to read them all. So enjoy.
This island is a godsend. Look out of the window. No predators. Fresh food.
No building materials, nothing left of the ship. And your kid says we're gonna starve without more grow beds. Speak up, kid.
It's true, Father. The natural growth rates are too slow to keep supporting us.
All I'm saying is ocean's got us surrounded. No use hiding. Sooner or later, we'll get our feet wet.
The rest of your life may have been a fight, Maida, but I've made my decision. You want to forfeit your emergency pay to take a swim? Go ahead.
Believe me, I'm thinking on it.
I kind of like Marguerite. She's got a fighting spirit there. Just a pity nobody made it. Actually, I should have listened to this one first.
Chief's log, 5 weeks since the crash. The only other survivors are my son, Bart, and Maida, the cut-price mercenary I commissioned for the journey. After days drifting in the life pod, rain hammering on the roof, the weather cleared and we washed up here. I had Maida salvage the Degassi wreck, set Bart to finding us a stable source of food. His education is paying off sooner than I'd anticipated. Our only problem is Maida. She says the weather's going to turn. I say she's finding excuses to risk our lives. I imagine she's not gonna weaken her life without a physical altercation, and she's itching for a fight. In every judgment she makes, things go from bad to worse. If she had my experience, she'd have more faith. Humans have spent millennia specializing in how to shackle nature to our will. This planet won't cause us any new problems. My one task now is to keep us alive, as comfortably as possible, until the insurance company arranges rescue. In this part of space, that could be months, or even years.
Yes, I have to say I don't like him. Paul Torgal is very arrogant, and you can see that here, for example. He has no respect for nature. Humans have spent millennia specializing in how to shackle nature to our will, to enslave nature. You don't do that. You work with nature. That is the first lesson you learn in life, or you're supposed to learn anyway. You work with things. That is the way of the Tao. At any rate, Maida here, or Maida, she was right. The weather did turn, and the base was washed away in a mudslide there, or a landslide, because of all the rain. So I like her the most. Her and Bart, but I like her because she's a fighter, so she had the right idea there. Now came the storm, of course.
Son, I said wait for the storm to pass. Your life's more valuable to me than a plant patch.
You stopped being in charge when the ship you were captaining sunk.
I'll stop being in charge when you take charge of yourself.
Say, Chief. Chief,
What?
you know how to drain those grow beds of 40 tons of stormwater? Or how to conjure food from the air?
I know how to prioritize.
I'm just saying, if that's so, what's your boy's life worth to you today? If tomorrow you're gonna be so hungry you start wondering what he tastes like, let him go deal with the plants.
Son, go deal with the plants.
Bard, Torgal has disembarked the habitat.
Interfere with my family again, and when rescue arrives, I will leave you here. Do you understand me?
No rescue coming, Chief. Not in time. No staying here neither. This rain keeps falling, sooner or later this place will be buried. Only choice we got is whether to get buried with it.
Again, she's right. So they had to leave because the base was washed away. And the food as well. We saw what happened to the grow beds there on the island. And this thing also about the way he talks to Bart, I don't like that at all. I'll stop being in charge when you take charge of yourself, but he doesn't want to listen. At any rate, the next one, Return from the Deep. I think we did miss one of them. I think I know where it is, so I'm going to leave this. There's a number 2 as well. Or no, yes, the Gassi voice log number. No, wait a minute. Okay, let's have a look at this again. So we've got Paul Torgal's one, number 1, so we don't have any more for him. Then we have Degassi 1, 2, but no 3. So the 3 is what I'm looking for. And then Bart Torgal number 3, which is where we sort of learn what happened in the end. But I'll save this one for when we've seen all the other ones. So we sort of keep the story in line. So we know they crashed here, they saw that floating island, they washed up there, and they put up shop. But sooner rather than later, things turned from bad to worse, and the place was washed basically away, and they had to find other plans. So when I find number 3, we'll know what happened. So indigenous life forms, fauna, scavengers, ancient floater. Biodata suggests these vast floaters have matured in an ingenious symbiosis with the land they have attached to. The attached landmass is raised in the water, increasing sunlight and encouraging plant growth. As older plants decay, organic residues and nutrients seep into the rock and are consumed by the floater. These circumstances must have held for thousands of years for a floater to reach this size. I love this backstory. Everything makes sense in this game. Life cycle, they're born near the surface from where they sink to the seabed, attached to any stable surface they find on the way. These individuals fortunate enough to attach to a digestible nutrient source will grow in size, increasing their buoyancy and drawing whatever they're attached to closer to the surface. In extreme circumstances, a number of floaters may attach to a Leviathan-class life form, forcing it to the surface and effectively asphyxiating it. I'm wondering if this is a tactic we can use, although it's a bit dangerous to try that. The body will be consumed over a number of months until eventually dissolving, leaving the floaters free to attach to a new host. So basically the Leviathan's only predator is the floater. How interesting. These creatures which successfully raise a landmass to the surface are rewarded with burgeoning and permanent food supply, allowing them to finally reproduce and begin the cycle again. And the assessment is incredible. I totally agree. Cave crawler. Yes, this is the pest that we have seen many times. Agile territorial carrion feeder, well adapted to both land and sea. They have a gas exchange membrane. You can see their threat level is a little bit in the yellow, but not very high. Absorbs essential gases from the air or water for basic bodily regulation. So this is telling us they exist both in the water and on land. Mandibles, the species seeks out corpses in packs before defending its claim while the corpse is devoured. Assessment, necessary waste recycler, although we should avoid or incapacitate it. Alright, let's have a look. Exploitable, bulbo tree. There we go, it's not a threat. The bulb-based flora which roots to the ground and sprouts turquoise leaves. Analysis suggests the sap produced by this plant is poisonous to insects but can be harvested and consumed by humans for its high water content, so this is a good water source. The Chinese potato is common throughout the China territories, where synthetic foods are still stigmatized and there remain large tracts of arable land on which to grow fresh produce. Genetically designed prior to the expansion, this plant is highly adaptable to different environments and a staple of new colonies galaxy-wide. So that's how it got there. The Degassi brought it with them. Marble melon. This plant collects water from the air rather than relying on its root system and produces large fleshy fruits which are both edible and have atypically high water content. So this is like a watermelon. Well, it's a marble melon, so close enough. Grub basket. So this is just a flower, or looks like a flower. It's a thick protein-rich sludge at the base inside there. This may suggest a carnivorous life cycle wherein grubs and insects are attracted to the bright petals, make their way to the center, but are unable to scale back up the slick inner leaves and are ultimately digested. So this is a Venus flytrap. Jaffa cup, common land fungus, grows quickly. It's only limited by nutrients and space. It's not a threat. Ming plant grows on land. Vase-like trunk protects the root system from predation and self-repairs over time. So this is why it has all the cracks. And I just love this again, the detail. Number 2 there is enlarged here so we can see the cracks. That's fantastic. Pink cap. Land-based fungus, harvestable spores, but it's inedible. And we have one more left, the blue palm, of course. The blue palm is a common aquatic plant which thrives in shallower waters with high exposure to sunlight. Long fronds intercept light before it can reach the smaller flora on the seabed, so this is of course in the safe shallows. These two I'll wait for number 3, so we'll head back that way anyway, I think in the next episode maybe, as we hunt for more base locations. But yes, I'm behind on uploading these episodes. I've not uploaded the last 3 now already, but I still want to hear from you. Where do you think we should build the base? Maybe it will be built by the time you comment, but I'll still be interested, especially between number 1 and number 2, the 2 options that we have right now. Anyway, in the next episode we'll go hunting for the sunbeam, and that will be the first thing, of course. So see you then. Enjoy playing this game if you are, and have a fantastic day as always, comrades.